Been really looking forward to starting to put this playlist together. This is going to be episode 1 of how to build your gallery on SoRare. It's a kind of little offshoot playlist of how to build your portfolio on Football Index. It had some great success and we covered some amazing topics and helped a lot of people out. So the idea with this is we basically replicate the same copy and paste, similar ideas and methods that do translate over. If you are new around here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If at any point during any of the videos, if I say something that makes you laugh or you find any useful information in here, please make sure you do hit the like button as soon as that happens. If you haven't joined SoRare or anything yet, there's links in the description down below so you can get all the free stuff you need to get yourself up and going. I am an affiliate, so it does support the channel and help us out a lot, so it really means a lot to me. Thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. Now, right before we get tucked into this, as you'll see, there's a video in the playlist called New to SoRare Start here called How Much Do I Need to Start SoRare. We're not going to be talking about that. It's a separate video. You can go and check it out. But what we're going to be talking about is actually building the gallery here. We're going to do that. Okay. So if you want to know about how much we need and that kind of stuff, jump into that playlist, check that out, and then come back here. Now, if you've been closely studying football for betting reasons, Football Manager, FIFA, and other platforms that we touch on in the channel, then when you come on to SoRare, you should have a bit of an armoury in terms of some players that you like, what clubs are on this. Okay, Lille's there, right? Who can I get from Lille, Lyon, Juventus, PSG, whoever it might be. And like I spoke about before, building that favourites list. So when you click into a player, you see that follow right underneath his name. Every player you follow then becomes part of your favourites. That's going to help you kind of prune the market when you're actually diving into the market to go make some purchases, okay? So when you're brand new and you're getting stuck in, the first thing you should do is be filling that favourites list up with every player you know that you like already from any other platform or outlet or whatever, just to give yourself a base of a kind of stable of players that if they were available at the right kind of price, you know exactly what you're going to be doing with them. Now, the very first thing, the whole point of the episode here, okay, is you do have to understand and be aware that because it's a completely user-to-user marketplace, that you need to, if you want to sell something, I've been saying this stuff with Football Index and I suppose Footstock as well for ages, but if you're going to be selling something, you need to have a reason why somebody else will buy it from you. You know, they're hot in form, they're capturing divs, or they're about to capture divs, or win some tournaments, they've got a good succession of fixtures coming up, or their teammate is injured, it means they're going to play more. This kind of stuff. My first initial purchases, like I say, I just went for good assets that I knew that I'd be happy with. So Gabriel Magalhaes, Gianluca Mancini I've had on FI a few times, Jordan Larson doesn't need any explanation. The Valencia boys here, you probably don't need me to explain why I bought them. Same with Bruno Guimaraes. Carlos Soler is probably the only purchase I do really regret, to be honest with you. And then I got my 3 Chancellor Mbemba. Now, on top of that, what you've also got to contend with is when people are listing up in the market, okay, so we'll just look at these two guys because they're up the top, right? These guys are planning on selling these players for whatever reason. They might be a prize, they might have traded for it, they might be done with it, they might want something different, whatever it is, okay? If you have a need or a desire for one of these cards, okay, and you're like, right, Carlos, he's the boy for me, 24 Brazilian, plays for Benfica, whatever you like about him, whatever you're going to do about him. At 0.22, is it the best price we can get for him? I'm probably going to say it's not. Okay, so we can dive into SoRare data and you can get all the summary of all these transactions together in terms of all the average costs and all that kind of thing as well. So this will show you a complete summary of all transactions that have happened in terms of the last 3 days, last 2 weeks, last month, best price available on the market. It's always important to have a wee glance at that as well. And you can also just go and check that easy enough by clicking into cards and going looking through it. But this is the part that I always find most interesting, the selling ranges, okay? So unless you know the last 3, 15, 30 days, how many auctions have went out, what prices they were at, and if there's any offers received off the back of that as well. So when you know something's going quite stagnant, you can tell that there's not actually a lot of movement on a card. It's maybe went a bit stale, it's just not flavour of the month, or maybe people don't know he's coming back from injury but you do, or it could be any given reason at all. Then that information is a weapon that you want to be using to make sure that, so I say the 0.230 was not the best guy, but it's this guy here, level 3. So when you know that there's not really been many of these guys churning over, not many of them are getting sold, and you can see the kind of prices they're going for, what you're then going to do is make a decision whether you're actually going to push on with it. You might want to pay the market price, or do you know what, you might just not even have the budget for it. If your budget for your striker, let's say it's 0.15, right, you could easily wait for this auction to finish and then just remember who it was. It was Swaba Barajaz. Send them a direct offer after the thing goes out for the budget you've got, and especially when you know it's there's low velocity on that card, there's not a lot of turnover, there's not a lot of auctions coming out that are getting captured, then he might be desperate for the money and he might take it. And it's just another element that you've got on SoRare, that you can just approach managers directly. I'll give you a good example. So I bought this Titan super rare, okay? So you can see the first offer I sent was rejected, okay? Now to give you the background, this Titan had been listed for, you know, the auctions take 2 days, right? So he'd been listed like 3 or 4 times in the space of a week, and his prices were varying between 580 and like 680, something like that. And I was basically waiting for the next game to come when he wouldn't appear, wait for his price to hopefully go down. And long story short, you can see I've ended up capturing him for 0.450, which was my budget for a super rare goalkeeper that might not play for the next week or two because of, you know, COVID and all that kind of stuff. So just because you see a market price for someone, you need to understand what's going on in the marketplace as well. You can see the full depth, you know how many super rares are available, you know how many have been available and actually had a transaction on them in the last, you know, 3 days, 15 days, 30 days, all time, that kind of thing. And because it's a user to user market, you decide the price, and it's really liberating and really fulfilling. You know, like as you can see from this, I've only had like 3 or 4 little private trades, and I'd say I've done pretty well out of all of them. The Tetons there, you guys all know about the Blessing. And the Ruben Diaz, I bought that for a friend while I was waiting on coin coming through. What was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was now. Oh, the Alex Tellez, you know. So I get, but that's a subject for another day. But when you're building your gallery, guys, please don't get stuck into Footstock and Football Index head where the market price is the price. You decide the price, and so does the person selling it. So if there's someone you're interested in and they have, like this guy here, I paid a little bit more than I maybe should have for him, but look at his stats on this matrix. Anyway, that's not the point of looking at this guy. Mickey Yamain, right? So let's have a look at Mickey. So Mickey Yamain, if we scroll down here, we can see, and again we can go into SoRare data and get all the concrete history of transactions and that kind of thing. But there's only 14 rares, 3 super rares, okay? So it'll be probably quite easy to have a glance at. But if you were after this guy, you can see straight away that there's one for 0.29 on the market at level 3, and then that's all there is otherwise. So then what you want to be doing is having a scout through the rest of them and seeing what the average price is going for. Again, you can just jump onto SoRare data and have all this stuff at the edge of a fingertip. But when you're doing it this way, what it also allows you to see is stuff like Mamba here, right? So Mamba, if you don't know what this, see that kind of little square with all the zeros next to it? What that means is Mamba won a bundle, or he auctioned a bundle, and he won the 5 of them. So in the bundle, Mickey Yamain might not have been the main guy for him. It might have been somebody else in the J League he was really after. And somebody like this could be primed to receive an offer. He's a level 3, so probably be ranking him up, probably deploying him in cards. And now because of how valuable he is in the Matrix, it's unlikely Mamba's going to sell this guy. But equally, we could just pop in, hit and make an offer and send that directly to him. My valuation of the guy is 0.15. You'd hit send. The 0.15 comes off your balance, and then he will accept or reject that. You can then jump on the Discord channel and actually have a bit of dialogue back and forth. Well, this is why I value him at 0.15 is because X, Y, and Z, and then he'll say, well, I value him at 0.22 because of X, Y, and Z, and you can have a discussion and come to an ultimate price you're happy with, you know. So that's probably the first thing, guys, in terms of how to build your gallery, is don't accept the ticket price as the price you need to pay. Okay, everything's up for negotiation. A lot of trades happen as well, which can be very profitable for all parties involved. But as soon as you kind of shake those shackles of being used to dumping into the market and just going buy, that's the price, that's what I need to pay, then you'll find, I say it's very liberating, and then you'll find your coin actually goes much further. Now, little footnote, trades, manager transactions, whatever, if you're doing them on your card, there is a 10% surcharge on that. So if you are doing those kind of transactions, please make sure you try and do it with coin that's available in your wallet, or if you're just trading card for card, there's nothing. But there is no commission on any of these transactions other than using your card for a manager sale. You're buying from another person, not from the IPO section, okay? If you've enjoyed this, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Links are down below for all the free stuff to get stuck in and get involved. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.